was today's Okay, Ms. Carroll, what do you think? We got a quorum? Yeah, we're good.
All right, good to go. We're just waiting for Cole and Noah should be coming.
We'll give them.
And then Laura Ray is on speaker.
Hey, Laura. All right, we'll give them a couple minutes.
Okay.
Hi, how are you? Sit easy.
Laura, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. I want to make sure you're there.
I've been here other times. I volunteered the name landlord with Marion, so yeah. So I just come to see what's going on.
Glad you're here. Glad you're here.
Kevin Neelu said that she would be a few minutes late, so
Yes.
you have a quorum, you can start.
All right, why don't we get started, folks? We'll call the meeting to order. I appreciate everyone coming tonight. It's sad we're not outside, but I appreciate everyone being here. We have Kevin McGovern, we have Phil, we have Robert, we have Jerry, we have Maya. Welcome back. Glad you're with us. We have Laura Ray on the phone. We have Carol. We have Phil. Anyone I missed? And we have our new member, Violet. Anyone I missed? Okay, we're good to go. Why don't we stand up? We're going to mix it up and do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Start with that. All right, and I'll start us out. Everybody join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
By the time we got to the end, I haven't said it since the 6th grade.
Sorry.
I think you did pretty good. Gentlemen, how are you?
State that Noah and Cole are here.
Noah and Cole just came in. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let me start out by welcoming Violet. Welcome. A little bit about Violet. She became interested in becoming a junior council member to become more involved in her community and is intrigued to see who she is able to assist in the township. She is a junior at Saucon Valley High School and is a member of the debate team, Model UN, National Honor Society, and Future Business Leaders of America. All right, so you're pretty smart. Her favorite subject in and out of school is English and everything that is reading and writing focused. She is looking forward to being a member of the junior council program and love to make a difference in her community. Welcome. We're very glad you're here. That's awesome. That's awesome. Sounds like you're pretty smart. Say that again.
I said her credentials are out of our league.
They are out of our league.
And just say that when you're talking, make sure you turn on the microphone in front of you or nearest to you. The microphone in the middle is on. So just as a reminder, because we haven't been in this setting for a few months, so I just want to remind you to speak into the microphone so that I can transcribe.
Wonderful, good reminder. Okay, so let's talk about the minutes. We met back on September 9th. It was our last outdoor meeting. We were at the ball field. We talked about a lot of different things. We talked about and approved the Apple Fest October 12th, which is coming up, event. That's good, always good, up at the old schoolhouse. We talked about the newsletter. Sebastian did a great job on the Gaga pit. We thanked Carol a couple times, especially for the movie in the park event. We talked about, Robert talked to us about an update on the fountain. They're gonna replace that or update that at Polk Valley. That was an important discussion. We talked about the license plate reader in place. We talked about Ellie's Garden a little bit, that Roger's gonna go back and address that. We thanked Kathy for her follow-up. There was a lot of discussion at the last meeting and then the meeting before that really wasn't an official meeting about the concerns of the residents next to the new ball field. And just a shout out to Kathy. I thought she did a great job addressing that. We talked about it at our last meeting, and I believe it was 2 Mondays ago, that there was a meeting with that group of people, with Kathy, I believe out there at the ball field. I don't have minutes of that discussion, but it's really great to see Kathy be so responsive to those folks. So we wanna give her a little bit of a shout out. And what else do we talk about? Phil brought up the brown circles out of the wildlife refuge there. And
I saw that, is this one on too? Is this one? I saw notes that it was gonna be addressed by Roger?
I saw that in an email or something.
I did email him, I didn't hear
Okay,
back.
okay.
Okay, so we'll have to follow through on that. Okay,
I'm, and he's the person to talk to? I'm glad to reach out.
Yes.
But Roger's who I should talk to.
thanks, Phil. Great. Okay, and then we talked about the development of a QR code, something that we talked about a couple meetings with. And then we also talked about doing a survey, which we'll address in a little bit. So with that said, do I have a motion to approve the minutes? Robert, so moved. A second? Second by Jerry. Any comments, concerns, questions? Okay, everybody in favor? Aye?
Aye.
All right, minutes stand correct. Minutes stand approved. Thank you very much. Okay. Any comments, concerns, or thoughts from Cole, Noah, or Violet? Violet, I know it's your first meeting, so you guys are good?
Noah's first meeting as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes, you're right. Let me tell you about Noah. Noah is a sophomore at Saucon Valley and has lived in the township his whole life. He became interested in the LST Junior Council program after learning about it from his brother. Cole had a good experience last year, and Noah wanted to follow suit and gain the same experience. That's true. He had a great experience. He would like to learn about how things work behind the scenes in the Parks and Recreation Board. Noah is excited about the Easton Road baseball field, and there are many players like himself looking forward to playing there. He is a member of the National Junior Honor Society and Future Business Leaders of America. Again, another smart person, great. He participates in wrestling and baseball at Saucon Valley High School and shares that both teams have been very successful. His favorite subject is math, and his future goals are to attend a four-year college majoring in engineering. Noah also enjoys hunting and fishing very much. Welcome. I'm glad you're here with us. Have you been out deer hunting yet? Not yet. All right. All right.
You can come deer hunting in my backyard.
There are a lot of.
They're an invasive species, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
So any comments from you folks? Anything that comes to mind? All right. Well, welcome again. We have no citizen non-agenda items. We don't have any special event applications for tonight. So what we'll do is we'll move to the park updates. Nilo is not here. I will give a comment on the Southeastern Park, as well as Kingston Park. Southeastern still is in great shape. No major problems out there. A couple trees are down kind of in the wooded area, but nothing to really be concerned about. And then the Kingston Park, that's in good shape as well. We talked about the flower garden and that. Hey there. And that's something that, you know, we can probably address at a later time. But for those two parks, no major issues that I'd report back on. I think they're, you know, maintained very well from our parks service team. Hi there.
And let the record show that Neely walked in. It's 6:40.
Okay. Sean, how's things at Steel City Park?
It's just always the ball field. Needs work.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. So the ball field, when we say work, what does it need?
It's just needs to be regraded.
Okay.
And that's where you had the park, the movies in the park, what?
Yeah,
That ball field.
Yep.
Okay, we'll pass that on. Anything else there that you'd want to bring up?
Nope.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Polk Valley Park, Robert?
I was up to Polk Valley Park yesterday. The door that was on the free library is repaired.
Mm-hmm.
It hadn't been the time I was up before that. The porta potties are being serviced regularly, I was glad to see. The fountain, the dog fountain at the dog park is done. And there was something, oh, the pickleball court is not done. I emailed Kathy, she emailed me back. She said that there are priorities that need to take place, paving projects mostly that need to be done before they can focus their attention on the pickleball court at this time.
Okay. All right. It's a well-used park. Very much so.
Yes, it is.
That's a great community asset. All right, very good. Jerry, Easton Road Ball Field?
Hanover Engineering. Hanover Engineering is gonna be doing our final inspection.
You have to turn it on.
Hanover Engineering is gonna do their final inspection of the field, before they release,
Pull it a little, yeah, pull it a little closer, Jared. Sorry, pull it real close.
before they release.
Nope, closer.
You want this one? You want this one? Really good.
Yeah.
Put it right on his.
Thank you.
Oh, Phil. Before they release their final payment, township releases their final payment, there was issues that were addressed. One was the sodding. You may recall when we were out there, the sod, the way it was put down, the seams needed seeding. They did a reseeding. They did a cross seeding of the field. They stopped the sprinkling of it. When I was out there recently, it looked like the seeding was taking place or holding, and things look favorable. There are some issues that still have to be addressed. One, as we know when we're out there, is the privacy issue. The neighbors are complaining about a number of things. One was the lights, and the other one was noise. That's being addressed by Kathy in Public Works. So the other one is the lighting. The lighting from the outfield was shining over onto the houses, yards. So that's being addressed. They attempted to adjust the lights, but I think it needs some more tinkling. They have to still do some work on that. So in conclusion, I guess you would say that things are on target. Things
Okay.
look good. Probably not, obviously not going to be playing any fall ball there, but I would imagine we'd have some kind of ribbon cutting in the spring and open the field. But you know, that certainly is up to council to make that decision.
Right. A little late in the year right now. Probably get in, a little late in the year to get in right now, I would assume.
Yeah.
October, so.
Will there be a need for like leaf removal? Who does leaf removal?
We don't,
Is it the same people who mow the lawn?
we don't dispose of, what do you mean by leaf removal?
Well, I'm sure that field's gonna be, well, how late does baseball go, would they be playing if it was open?
Late October.
Okay.
Latest.
Mayo, okay. So I guess the people who do the lawn mowing would take care of leaves there. Like,
All they're subcontracted to do is to cut the grass.
who takes care of, like here, this one right here, I was at, they're playing ball there.
I don't know of anybody doing that.
Huh, okay.
So leaving the leaves is environmentally and ecologically important because the leaf litter does a number of things. It hosts Luna moth cocoons over the winter and a bunch of other beneficial critters. And it also provides a soft landing for the critters that are falling from the trees, caterpillars, baby birds, you know, whatever. So it's really important whenever you can to leave the leaves. If they're on at your homes, if it's on your driveway and your walkway, you just move them off or into a pile in the corner. But please don't bag them or mulch them because mulching them kills all the critters that are in it.
So no parks have any, none of the parks have any need for leaf removal? Just happens, okay.
I don't think you have a problem out there, Phil, because there's no trees around there.
Just up on the
There's
bank.
trees on the neighboring.
Evergreens,
Yeah, there's no trees with leaves.
Maybe Phil's looking for a side job.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry, anything else in the ballpark?
No, I think that about covers it.
Cole and Noah, have you guys seen it?
We drove past it a couple times and seen that it's definitely looking good and we've seen improvements.
Yeah, nice improvement, right? All right, we'll have to go and watch you guys play next year. Be like a day out. All right. Any other comments on the ballpark? Okay. Maya Heller Homestead?
No report.
No, okay. No problem. Phil San Diego?
That's fine, I do wanna find out about those brown, somebody's doing some type of research or something out there, if you walk it, I don't know if you walked it, they have these.
Can't hear you.
Which I took some pictures. They're doing somebody's doing some type of research, because they have fenced circles, and then it's like killed inside that. It's totally brown. So I'll call Roger and give you an update next time.
I think I asked for you to send me the pictures because I don't think I ever received them. But if you could do that, then we can start the conversation with Roger and he'll be
Okay,
able to see that.
I'll send them right now.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you, Phil. Maya and Jerry, the Saucon Rail Trail?
I don't have a report.
No? Okay.
The Saucon Rail Trail has finished their project on identifying all the railroad stations. I don't know if anybody's been on the rail trail, but if they have, you can see the nice signs that they have at each one of the railroad stations. They're also in the midst of approaching the repair or replacement of the mile markers. The mile markers that were that were originally placed some years ago have decayed, so they're looking at replacing. They're not quite sure what they're going to be doing, if it's going to be metal or if it's going to be something other than metal. So that's all I have with the rail trail. I mean, our portion of the rail trail is in fine shape.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
So I will report that at the Reading Road entrance, there's a native plant garden there that is maintained by volunteers, and it's just fabulous. Make it a point to get over there and look at it. There's a group of about 15 to 20 people that are not all there every time, but it's a very well-supported project to keep that going.
That's great. Good to hear that. Nilo, Town Hall Park?
No report, but I second that I saw it. It's beautiful.
Okay, awesome. All right, thank you. And then, Maya, we had on here as a follow-up item, the invasive plant inventory.
Yes, so in the letter that I sent to all of you last month when I wasn't going to be here, I remarked about how nothing happened over the summer because A, I was out of circulation with a hip replacement, and B, the weather was completely intolerable for us old folks. Right, Robert? And so the challenge in doing invasive plant identification in the fall is that it'll be hard to identify things except for trees and bushes. But when it comes to identifying mugwort and stilt grass and other things, it'll be hard to do. So what I am hoping we could do is get started in April. And since we haven't been able to put together a time for us to go out and do it, I was hoping that we could get permission to advertise it to the public for volunteers. There was something else
Talking about in the spring when
in the
things
spring,
return to
in
green.
April. Yeah. Boy, getting old is not for the faint of heart.
You're doing fine.
There was something else I wanted to say. Hang on. Oh, the Ella's Garden at Kingston Park.
Yep.
That work we could do this fall. That is a park, the flower bed was built in 2013 and has not been touched since. And there's a lot of mugwort, which is an invasive plant, and it's also very easy to identify and very easy to pull. So if we had even half a dozen people for 3 or 4 hours, we could make a big dent in that. And the other strategy for that garden is to clear the invasives around the natives, you know, so that they can keep growing and not be pushed out by the invasives. If there were high school kids who would be interested in helping with that, you know, you guys might talk it up at the high school and see who would want to give a couple of hours pulling weeds. I did speak to, Kathy, and she said, we just need to make sure there's nobody planning on having an event on the day we're gonna do it. And she wants all of the stuff we pull to just be put in the woods, so we don't have to lug anything away.
Okay.
So I don't know what we need to do in order to get permission to ask the public. Do we have to get that from council?
I'll have to talk to Kathy and see. We could absolutely put it on Facebook if you want to write something up.
Yep.
And then I can pass it by her and see if that's
Okay.
something we can do with a date. As far as an event at Kingston, if you come up with a date, we can definitely block that off so that nobody else would interfere.
Okay. Is there anybody in the room who thinks they might join? Oh, fabulous, fabulous.
Happy to join.
Yeah, so I'm figuring a Saturday morning. How about the 19th of October? No? How about the 26th of October?
Maybe. I'm thinking, I can look.
26 is better.
26th? No, not for you?
I'm just looking, hold on.
How about the 12th? The 12th is this Saturday.
No,
No?
I think the 26th would be possible. I want to check one thing, but 26th.
What time do you want? What time do you think?
9:30? 10?
No, earlier. Earlier the better.
9?
That works. So we want to look at the 26th, and what other date? What other dates would work?
Well, I think we're going to just choose one tonight, and then we'll put it on Facebook with that date, inviting people to come.
Okay.
And that's not going to work for you, though, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Do you want to
sorry.
look, do you want to push out? Do you want to try to get, what about would the first weekend in November work?
November
No,
2nd?
nope. November 2nd.
Also no good.
Second is good. I cannot do 19.
Okay. So October 26th, and I'll put it in the Facebook copy, that anybody who has wheelbarrow would be helpful to have, and also to bring people's own gloves and hand tools.
Sure.
Thank you, friends.
All right. All right, that'll be fun. All right.
And you said October 26th is the date at 9 a.m.? All right, if you could just write something.
Yeah, I will. You'll get it tomorrow.
All right, nice job. Nice job. All right, any other discussion on that? Okay, we don't have any events to update, except the one we just talked about on the 26th. So 3 new business items tonight. The first item is the St. Luke's Medical Office Land Development Proposal. That is going to be, we have plans here. I think they were also included in our packet tonight. And that is gonna be across the street from the Giant. Our role here is not to approve this, it's for awareness. And Carol explained to me that what'll happen is if this is approved, there will be a fee that I believe St. Luke's will pay, or the developer will pay, and a portion of those funds are allocated to the Park and Rec for distribution. And what Carol shared with me is those typically go to the closest park to that area. So tonight, all we're doing is raising awareness with this group. What I think will happen is when this gets approved, and at some point in the future, we will have a discussion here on how those funds are to be allocated within the Park and Rec system. Make sense?
Yes.
So if I'm thinking Hellertown, I'm trying to think what would be the closest park. I'm not sure.
Heller Homestead.
Saucon Rail Trail.
Saucon Rail Trail, probably, yeah, or the Heller Homes.
And Polk Valley
Yeah,
too.
there's
is
a
right
bunch of them,
there.
so,
Yeah.
yeah. So we have a,
Divided among 3? No?
say that again?
I've never seen it divided, it goes to
One place.
What kind of money are you talking about? Ballpark?
$3,300. It might be more because it's commercial, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, okay.
Great. Okay.
And where's Gus gonna live?
I assume that's
I haven't seen him.
the Buffalo?
The Buffalo. I haven't seen him, but his owner keeps saying on Facebook that he's fine.
Well, we all hope he's fine. Questions, concerns, comments about that? All right, just FYI right now, so what we do is we just talk about it, raise awareness, and then a later time, we'll have a discussion and we'll allocate those funds.
So there was like no point to even have that in the packet. Right? I mean, honestly, like, there's no point.
Awareness.
The council's gonna say yes to it regardless, cause that's money in their pocket. So,
Yep, Sean, you're correct. What we're doing, the point of having in the packet is just for awareness. You're right.
Yeah,
We don't make a decision on that. You're right.
That's a
That's
shame.
council's.
it's a shame.
That's council's, so, okay. Other comments, concerns?
Where's the actual building? Where is it gonna, it's just parking lot?
I believe the building is on there,
Yeah, it's on there, medical office
plus I
building,
have a big copy,
Yep.
gray rectangle, top
We can
left.
open it up if you want to look
Oh, I
at it.
thought that was part of parking. Looked like parking. Okay,
Nope, that's the,
I got you. Okay, I see the parking's gonna be, I got you.
and then the building.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Okay to move on? I'm seeing heads shake. Okay, we talked about our last meeting, we approved the formulation for questions for the resident park survey. What I'd like to propose on this, if people are okay, is I'd like to draft the questions and send them out for folks to review. I've done some research on this. I don't think it has to be lengthy. What we're trying to do here is get feedback from our community on what they think of the current parks and what they think would make it better. That's all we're trying to do, just ask questions to get feedback about the current parks that we have in our community. So if people are okay with that, I will take that on. I will send it out via email to folks for the questions. Laura, I think you and I have to talk. If you haven't brought it up already to the council, we have to do that, but that would be my proposal. Maya?
So I may be misremembering, but I thought that several months ago when we discussed this, we identified some other organizations' surveys that we might look at in order to.
When we talked about this several months ago, it was I believe it was the Saucon Valley School Board that had sent out a survey, I believe, and that was a postcard with a barcode on it, QR code to do the survey. I believe that's where, so we will definitely look back at that as well and other surveys that have been done to get some questions about what we're interested in understanding. Questions on that?
Like, maybe 10 questions, something like that?
15 to 20 at
Yeah,
max.
okay.
I think what you just start with is a little data, you know, how many times have you used the park? What parks do you use? What do you find to be beneficial? What is the most engaging part of the parks? What is it that we're missing? And so if you get a survey back and 10 people say that they really like the Saucon Trail, but mile markers would be helpful, or they really like Kingston Park, but would somebody clean out the flower area, that's what we're looking for. Or it would be great if we had pickleball. It would be great if we had X, Y, and Z. How about more benches here? What we're doing is just trying to get some information from the community on what would make the parks better.
Great.
Could also have the people like rate. You could have the people like rate the parks that they've been to, like on a scale of 1 to 10, because that's like easier to start with, and then you can get into the more specifics later in the survey.
That's a good idea. Yep, I like that.
And then we'd brainstorm how to get this survey out, correct?
Yes, what we would do is
we talked about a bunch of different ways that
yes.
we could, okay.
Yep, perfect. Okay. Questions on that?
I missed that comment. What was your suggestion? I missed it.
Like one of the first couple questions in the survey could be having, like, if it's a Google form or something, you can have whoever's filling it out rate the parks that they're responding to on a scale of 1 to 10, and then get into more specific questions later on.
No. You want to bring that forward? Thank you. Okay. And then one of our last items tonight is the update of the 2023 Parks and Rec wish list. This I found interesting. Carol, thank you very much for sharing with us.
Good.
We talked about this at our last meeting, and we thought it would be great to have this brought forward tonight. You have it in your packet. And I believe this was done from the last Park and Rec Committee. I thought they had some really good suggestions here. They start with the Reading Trailhead, the resurfacing, that was completed. They talk about Polk Valley, permanent concession stand, Town Hall, touchless sink and toilet, Southeastern, touchless sink and toilet, Polk Valley, replacing the split rail fencing, install an exercise station near walking trail in Polk Valley, install permanent restroom at the trailhead, Reading Trailhead, install small pavilion area, Reading Trailhead Town Hall, replace stage near pavilion, and then finally pave the nature trail by the Town Hall, and a couple different comments and progress. So what I'd like to do is ask folks today, would they like to update this? And we don't have to do this tonight. This is a discussion tonight. Would we like to make our own, quote, wish list and then bring that forward to council? Would we like to wait on our wish list until we have our survey completed and maybe give us a little more information from our community members and give us a little more background on what they're thinking? I like this. I thought this was pretty neat. I thought this was well organized. Comments, thoughts?
I think getting from the public would be good.
Laura, say that one more time.
But I think getting feedback from the public would be good.
Feedback from people is important, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Sean, what do you think? Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we have to get a foundation. I think we want a starting point. I think we should discuss things now. I think we should get a starting point on all these.
Okay.
On all these parks.
Okay.
I would just say though, this survey could give us a lot of information.
Well, we could
That would be
definitely.
included in this, that might even supersede this, say, you know what, this is what, if you get an overflowing information about town hall and it doesn't include touchless sink and toilet fixtures, do we need to discuss that now? I think this was the team's opinion. We're looking to get a bigger opinion.
Well, why wouldn't we get a starting point? Why use the survey as the starting point? Why wouldn't we have a starting point and we could add to it as a result of the survey?
I think we could do that. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to approach it. I think we could have a discussion today. So Jerry, if you said, I think we should do X, Y, and Z, we could talk about that. Then we could add it to the list and then we could do the survey. and we can compile a final list. I don't think that would be a bad approach to it.
Okay, I have something to put on it.
All right.
And that is to maintain the nature trail at Heller Homestead. It should have mulch or something put on it at least once a year because it's very uneven footing.
How long is that? How long is that?
Oh, quarter of a mile?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Jerry, anything other, as you said, starting point, anything you'd recommend?
Yeah, I have a number of items.
Okay.
Saucon Rail Trail. What we should have on the Saucon Rail Trail is shelter. In the summertime, you get these quick storms. May leave or get on the rail trail at a certain point, and within a short period of time, the weather changes and it starts raining. I think what we should have along the trail between Meadows Road and Mill Road is a lean-to where people could seek shelter and get out of the rain.
Okay.
I think it could be approached. The oversight committee, the Rail Trail Oversight Committee would be a good a good group to partner with. We as the township would try to get Saucon Rail Trail people to buy in on this.
Okay.
And possibly do something like we did on the pickleball court up where we had an Eagle Scout and with the gog pit. Yeah, you probably know more particulars on that. I'm sure, I would think there would be some scouts out there that are Eagle Scouts that are eagerly looking for a project, and you know, this could be one of those projects.
Okay, so what I hear you saying, again, we're just making a list tonight. We have at the Heller Homestead, mulching the path, and we have Jerry saying that on the Saucon Rail Trail, build a shelter for inclement weather. And then there's options of how that would happen, correct? Okay, other thoughts that come to mind? And this is not gonna be our last time discussing this.
I have thoughts on the Easton Road complex. We spent $2 to $3 million on that thing. Two of the three things that a baseball complex need were overlooked in the project. And there has been some discussion at council about them, but there's a need for them to be addressed. One is obviously bathrooms. I'm not talking job Johnnies. I mean, if you have a complex that's, you know, $2-3 million and you don't have a bathroom with flushing toilets, doesn't look good. Doesn't look good.
Yeah.
The other thing that wasn't addressed is water. You know, all baseball players want to go to a fountain and get a drink of water. There's no water out there. There's no water for the baseball players.
No, I would think like Polk Valley Park is used used more than that. The ballpark is going to ever be used.
Pardon me?
I would say the Polk Valley Park is used and continue to be used by many more people than will ever use the baseball field.
Oh, total, yes.
And there's no permanent bathrooms at that, and there's no water, as far as I know. And people take themselves. I mean, you're not going forever. It's not that kind of park. You go for a soccer game, you leave. You go for a baseball game, you leave. I mean, I would say if you're going to do that, you do it at the park that's really used, and that's Polk Valley Park.
Well, that's why we have a wish list.
Yes, that's right. That's her.
I would say that most of the baseball players, like, they bring their own water for their game. Like, not too many people. I know that Dimmock Park has a water fountain by the baseball field there, and not too many people use it. So,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Good to know.
Yeah, I think in this day and age, when people are going to be out for several hours, they bring their own water.
Okay. Any other thoughts that come to mind?
Yeah, another thing that's needed, and I spoke about it when we had our visit out there last month, is that railing. That railing that goes from the parking lot up to the field.
You mean the lack of a railing?
The lack of a railing.
Yeah.
There should be a railing. I mean, that rise is like about 16 feet. It's about 16 feet from the parking lot up to the field itself to the stands. That's quite a rise for seniors, and there should be some attention given to the need of a railing.
Okay.
Along the wall. You couldn't put it on the right-hand side when you go up to the field, but you would need to attach it to the wall in some manner.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, good suggestions. So we talked about a shelter, we talked about bathrooms out at the ball field, potentially water, good discussion there, and a railing, and we talked about mulch out at the Heller Homestead. Any other ideas that come to mind?
I just really want to thank Jerry for his careful attention to all the things that fall in his purview. I mean, he doesn't miss a trick.
He does a nice job.
Yep.
He does. I agree. Thank you. Violet, Noah, Cole, anything from your guys' perspective? From the community perspective that you're hearing? Okay. All good. I like that. Okay.
Oh, I have an idea that you could post posters or something at the school saying, do you have ideas about what we could do at the parks? Because the survey is going to go to households, and the high schoolers might not see it. So if you, amongst the three of you, put together, a couple of places that people could put in a suggestion and then bring those to us, that would be really helpful.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we talk about that in our community survey. We talk about different approaches to that.
I'm saying that the teenagers aren't likely to see the survey.
If you do it in QR code, you can post the QR code pretty easily.
Yeah, okay, good.
I think that's the way to go.
Yep.
Good point. But good suggestion. Good suggestion.
Yeah, well, and you can put QR codes all over the place.
Yep. Have we done anything about that yet?
Well, I had mentioned earlier that if once the survey is created, then we need to figure out how to market it or get it out there. Even using Saucon Source, I'm sure they would do it Josh would do it for nothing, and you put the QR code in that. People, I mean, I think you can get immediate traction with using a QR code, and for a few bucks laminating it and putting it at the park trailheads and around, and making sure it's, doesn't become litter.
And Nilo, you had said you can potentially.
What was
help
that,
us out.
Laura?
We wanted to maybe put it in the newspaper as well.
Laura, we are having extreme difficulty understanding what you're saying.
I'll text you.
Okay.
She said she'll text you.
Okay. Okay. She texting me or she texting you? We can put this is from Laura, we can put QR code in the newsletter. Agree.
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
Yep. Another place.
Love that. Yep, thank you, Laura. Okay, so some progress. Okay, that comes to the end. Anything else, anything from the public? Ma'am, you're good? Wonderful.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Here's
Sure, you need a microphone.
code.
Thanks, Phil.
You go right up to the podium.
No,
You
podium
use
is
a
yours.
podium?
Oh, gosh. No. Here's for, the signs on the rail trail, those boxes, they have glass.
Kiosks?
Is that the kiosk? who cares for those? Because,
Township employees.
oh, it's the township. Oh, okay.
You seeing some concern? Are you seeing some concerns there?
Well, yeah, we put a sign earlier this year, but I think Mary Ann Snyder had to wash the whole box down before she put it in. She cleaned the whole thing. And the signs, the old signs were like really disgusting. So
okay.
that's all I was asking for.
I appreciate that. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
the answer to that is the oversight committee is looking at replacing all those signs.
Okay.
Talking about the ones with the geology, the stone geology, are the signs you're talking about?
The thing, the information that's in those boxes.
Oh, in the boxes?
Yeah, the kiosks.
Or in the kiosks?
Whatever, yeah. They're different flyers. They're different things.
Yeah, well, each of them is special to that to that train station. And if you
Right,
see,
but I just wondered who maintained them, you know, as far as.
it's the Saucon Rail Trail. It's the Saucon Rail Trail.
If you're talking about the kiosks, they have locks.
Right.
And we have the keys. Public Work has keys, and I think I have some keys in my office. So we try to update them as much as we can. I know there are some old items in there currently. So I'll make note of that and send that out and see if we can get that removed.
Yeah.
But as far as cleaning it, I think it's plexiglass. I don't think we don't really clean them. I don't know if they're dirty. What one are you saying?
The one I'm thinking is by the native plant garden.
Okay.
So it needs attention? That's what you're saying?
Well, Mary Ann cleaned it.
Okay.
She evidently cut a key and changed signs.
Okay.
And she cleaned it.
Okay. I think she has access to that one only.
I think. But
Okay.
other ones, yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank
Good
you.
to know.
How many do we have?
Probably like 5 or 6 of them. We have.
So can we clean up, because each of us has own park, can we clean it?
Sure.
Can I come and get the key from you and return it?
I guess you would be able to get the key. You could borrow the key.
Okay, so let me know if I can. I'll clean my town hall.
Very nice of you.
Okay.
Very nice of you.
But nice and clean.
And remove the old one.
Speaking of
Nice.
town hall, who maintains the native plant garden here?
The Water Creek, what
No,
is the
the-
watershed? No, the,
The native plant garden out, I can't do direction. It's like,
no, it's over here. I
Yeah,
know what you're
over here.
talking about.
yeah,
Jennifer Hilton is part of EAC, but she is on the watershed committee, and I know she goes out there, and she's been out there twice, I think, this year, cleaning up.
great. Could you give me the name again?
Jennifer Hilton, Helton.
Thanks.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, any other items that folks want to discuss?
Yeah, I have one, Kevin. It relates to the ball field and how it's gonna function, all right? I think what we should do is invite HLS and Saucon Valley Diamondbacks. Is it Diamondbacks? Saucon Valley, Diamond Sports. Invite them to a meeting to explain to us how they would envision how the field is gonna be used. I mean, they're gonna use it, but we have other organizations. We have Connie Mack, we have Legion. And I think we should try to get our arms around it at this point to find out, what they expect or what they envision doing at that field.
Are they the only stakeholder, Jer?
I beg your pardon?
Are they the only stakeholder? Are they in charge of that, or are they just one of the groups that will be using it?
I would,
One of-
obviously, they're
probably
gonna
one
be
of-
one of them. They're gonna be the primary one, I would envision.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. So,
I don't know if they ever touch base with the township as it relates to that field. If they did, I don't know who it was.
It's a good point. My understanding from our last meeting, Carol said to us that the scheduling is handled by her office, I believe, or an office by the township, correct, Carol?
The receptionist takes care of the applications for the fields. And I don't know how long ago, but it's always been the Saucon Valley Youth Sports Organizations have first dibs. That's how it's always been. With the exception of Town Hall Park, we have an adult league on Wednesdays. So other than that, the Lower Saucon, Hellertown Lower Saucon Little League / Diamond Sports, which is softball, they have the primary use.
Okay.
So when they give their application in, it's a blanket request from spring until fall, or actually spring until summer, and then the new requests go out for fall ball. So that would be August until early November.
Okay. So Jerry, my question to you is, that's a good point, and your question's good. Understanding that process, is there a need for us to take any action as a committee? It sounds like that works pretty well, unless you're hearing something that is broken that we want to address. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't.
Let me ask you this, has anyone
I don't know if it's broken. If there's an application, is that the only application? Is there any applications now, Carol?
I don't handle the applications anymore, but I know fall ball, they have, Hellertown Lower Saucon Little League / Diamond Sports has for fall ball. Soccer, I think there's fall soccer, and then I don't know if lacrosse does anything in the fall. They used to in the past, so I don't know what applications we have on file, but I would assume that those are 3 that we have for different parks. Now, that's not to say that if there's some time available that we couldn't, squeeze another organization in there maybe on Sundays. That's been done at Easton Road in the past.
Yep.
Not for Connie Mack, but for, I forget what other baseball organization it was. I think it was an adult league. So that would have to be worked out. If baseball has a blanket request, then that would have to be worked out with baseball, the township, and the other organization wanting to play on whatever day. Saucon Valley Youth Sports, we don't charge, but other organizations would be charged.
Okay, thank you.
So, when those organizations put in an application, they don't say what dates, they just say we want it for the whole season?
Not necessarily. Baseball, they usually use the field every day. There are multiple teams, so they schedule their own games and practices. So they usually give a blanket request, like I said, Monday through Sunday, from the spring until
Okay.
June. And then in between there, if somebody wanted to come in and use a specific day on a specific field, that would have to be worked out. But we require liability insurance, fees from other organizations, and then the application with the dates and times and everything. And then we also request rosters.
Great. Thank you for helping me understand.
So Jerry, what do you think? You think there's an issue here? You think we have a?
Well, I think there's other things.
Like it's
there's other things. As you recall, that one unofficial meeting that we had out there, and I don't remember. I think the gentleman's name was Greg Best. I'm not sure. Greg, I think his name was. He was saying about, yeah, we're interested in doing that, and we're interested in helping them on the maintenance. All right. So if we brought them in and they told us what their package is all about, it might save taxpayers money by having them do it. I mean, we found out the whole ball of wax, what they're gonna be doing, when they're gonna be doing it. Are they gonna need a lawnmower? Do they have a lawnmower? If they're gonna be doing maintenance, there's issues there. I think if we had them here, we could talk about them and get a better understanding.
Okay. What other folks think? What's the rest of the team think?
I believe those guys said they had all their equipment was their own, and that they already took care of several ball fields in the area, as far as all the
I don't know if there's been any follow-up. We did have that informal, non-meeting, and they did articulate that they would like to handle the field. It sounds like they did that in the past, that they were in charge of the maintenance up there. I don't know if there's been any discussion with that group and with Roger's team, who I assume does the rest of the parks. I'm just not sure.
It seems to me that it's Roger who should be meeting with those folks and not have us as an intermediary.
I would agree. Yeah, because I would agree with that. Jerry, do you remember who that was? Do you have any contact information with him?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I contacted all the board of directors. I contacted all of them and asked them if they could come tonight.
Okay.
I copied you, I believe, on the email. I didn't get any replies from any of them.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't we do this? I think it's a fair point. Why don't we see if they're gonna get back to you on that? I like Maya's idea of that they should talk directly to Roger, because it is not in our purview to say they can or cannot do the maintenance. I think it's a neat idea, personally. It sounds like they did that in the past. I don't know of that arrangement. I don't think any of us do, but I think that that should be directed to Roger's team. You agree, Chair?
Oh, Roger has to pull the trigger on it, no doubt about it, but I know their concerns. I mean, they want the park groomed, you know, and those guys did a good job. They did it on the old field, and that was in bad condition. And they did the grooming on that to the point, but now they have a field. You know, before they didn't have an official field.
Right. Okay, all right. Well, why don't we pursue that down that road, and encourage them to talk to Roger, and then if anything else comes up, we can address it here.
So we're not gonna invite them?
I don't see a reason to, but I'm looking around the room. If other people think we can, just play this out a little bit. So they come here and they say what they told us last time, we'd like to do this. And we're gonna say, okay, and we'll talk about it. And then we'll say, one of us should talk to Roger, or you guys should talk to Roger. And as Robert said, they should talk to Roger directly. All we're gonna be is the intermediary, I think, but I am open to all suggestions.
We can't approve anything.
Yeah, they can obviously come, it's open to the public, they're more than welcome to come here and talk to us about it, absolutely. I wouldn't say they can't ever, we would never say that, but if they wanna come here and talk about it, that's fine. I would recommend it. That sounds like a maintenance idea, that's under Roger's purview, that's what he does, that's his team, and if there was some arrangement in the past that they did that, they should extend that conversation out and say, hey, that field's gonna need maintenance probably in the spring, starting in the spring, you know, getting the winter crud out of there, and that should be a conversation with Roger. But of course, if people wanna come here, they're more than welcome. Other thoughts?
Have we told Roger?
Have we told Roger?
Yeah.
No,
So maybe we should.
no. We can tell Roger. I'm trying to get Jerry to tell that team to reach out to Roger directly, but we can go back to Roger and tell him that. Sure.
Well, at least let him know that there is a potential, this group.
Okay.
But I wasn't in that meeting, so it just somehow we have to connect them, so.
Sure.
Or CC Roger too, in one of your emails.
I will be happy to email Roger tomorrow morning. That's easy to do. Good point. Everybody okay with that? Jerry, make sense to you? Sean, you good? All right. Anything else tonight? We're a little bit ahead of schedule. Anything else that people want to kick around?
Yeah, special recognition.
Yes, sir.
Cole,
Uh-oh.
quite some accomplishments you have on your resume, everything from wrestling, and now the big thing I thought was the accolades you got in baseball as it relates to the player of the Valley. It's quite an accomplishment. I'm not sure if anybody else saw that in the newspaper about that accomplishment, but it's quite an accomplishment. You know, I'm not
More about
sure.
it. Tell us more about it, Cole.
I was awarded the Morning Call Pitcher of the Year for this past baseball season.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you.
That's really good. That's a big accomplishment. Well done, well done. I'm glad you brought that up, Jerry. All right, last call. All right, we're gonna meet back on November 4th. I appreciate everybody coming tonight, especially Cole, Noah, and Violet. Thank you very much for your first meeting. I really appreciate you coming out. People have any comments or concerns? I think we have each other's phone numbers, texts, and emails, and we'll go from there. All right, meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much.
Do I have that as election day?
Yes, it's the night before.
The night
Oh,
before.
yeah, the day before, yeah.
Monday.
I see what, yeah, it's a Monday.
Carol, we're off.